Yeah, greetings to everybody. It's a Saturday morning, and this is my last video for throughout this week. So I am gonna take some break from the podcast because the reason why I'm taking some break is I'm gonna spend time shooting more videos, and you know, there's a time I have to sit down and then restructure and turn things around in during this podcast, and there's some adjustments I have to make too. So I'm not gonna stop the podcast, but I'm gonna take at some parts. I'm gonna take some. So at some parts, if you don't see me uploading video for some weeks, 1 or 2 or 3 weeks, that means I've taken some break, and that doesn't mean I've stopped the podcast, but I'll still do the podcast anyway. So taking break doesn't mean I've quit. I'm still doing the podcast. So today's subject, I'm talking about African arts and its importance. Art, as in drawing, things that represent the African culture. It can be tribal marks that you put on. It could be anything that shows about African arts. And I want to say this, that it's hard time that we invest into stuff that will help the African community, that will help our various African countries, irrespective of the country we come from, and our people, our society, where we come from as Africans. Now, when it comes to the African arts, we have amazing arts, drawing of, our heroes, people who mean a lot to the tribe we come from, the country we come from. And it's hard time that I'll be talking about different African countries. So the current president of Ghana, President Mahama. Now, if you look at people from southern Ghana, the Afrikan tribe, the Ghan tribe, there's something unique about them that that shows an act of those tribal people, that the government can collaborate with people from those tribe and celebrate their uniqueness and let the whole world know that Afrikan arts, Gadangbe arts, Dagomba, Kusasi, Hausa, and all those other tribal arts is African art, is Ghanaian art. Same as Nigeria, the current president of Nigeria, Tinubu, can sit down and say, oh, things that have to do with Igbo art, TIV, Ijaw, and the rest, Ifik, Hausa, Fulani art is Nigerian art, so we should promote it. Same as different countries, the Gambia, the Wolof, and other ethnic groups in the Gambia can also talk about, yes. Same our brothers and sisters in the North African region, the Moroccans, the Berbers, like in general, African in general, even our Ethiopian brothers, the Amhara people and all those other tribes, our brothers and sisters in South Africa, the Impendi, the Zulu, the Soto, the Indebele. There's something about the acts that which is represent irrespective of your country and Africans in general, that we can promote it. Like I said, we cannot African uniqueness, African excellence, and African what makes African unique cannot be completed without our element, which is our arts. And it's hard time the African government start collaborating with artists, invest into that, and promote it. And tourism, when we are having tourism purpose, we can displace, like people can come to different African countries, and when they come, we can show them arts that, okay, this is artists from this region, that region in Africa, and we educate people, And apart from the African arts, which they should invest and promote it, let us try as much in our power to make it a global thing, that our brothers and sisters in diaspora who don't know much about Africa and are interested in to know about arts, we can also promote it that too. And apart from art, drawing, let me come to this, martial arts. Like, people have been promoting Japanese martial arts. We live in a global world that is unique. But what about we African people too? Why can't we let our voice be heard? despite, in the past, the slave trade in Brazil, that's how we have the capoeira from, it has its roots from Angola. Our enslaved ancestors were from the Angola region, those from the Umbundu or Umbundu tribal people who were enslaved, and the Kikongos who were sent to Brazil, maintain the capoeira martial art in Brazil. That's how now capoeira is being learned in Brazil, and even in the States here, some places you see a Brazilian store teaching martial arts is capoeira. And capoeira has its elements, has its beauty. Capoeira has its own songs. And back in slavery in Brazil today, this martial art, the capoeira, they were not singing songs in Portuguese. They were singing songs in Umbundu, Kikongo, Yoruba, Wolof, different African languages. And that shows how unique we are as Africans. So the arts, I cannot limit it to drawing. You can include music, you can include writing, you can include anything that makes us unique as a people. It's hard time we start investing into that and start promoting it. And I'll tell you this, the reason why you think that you cannot do it and the Western world is always winning is it all begins with the mindset. Like the Western world, like the Greeks, why do you focus on Greek mythology or things that have to do with Greek people? You know why? Because the Greek people know how to represent themselves. They know how to promote, their arts. The European know how to promote their own. The Indian know how to promote their own. The Japanese, the Korean, they know how to do their own. But for the Africans, the only thing that is holding us back is we don't believe in ourselves. God, who created the heaven and earth, gave us wisdom, gave us whatever that makes us unique. We don't value it. We don't put it to good use. And we limit ourselves. We are not confident enough as African people to say that, no, I can change narrative. I can turn things around. I can promote African arts for it to, to the whole world will know about its excellence. It's hard time we stop looking down upon ourselves. And let us not be selfish and greedy. Let us not limit ourselves based on the way we view ourselves, based on tribal lens. Some people say, oh, because a Yoruba person is doing this, I won't support. Support. Because listen, when a Yoruba person achieves something great, it doesn't benefit Yoruba people only. Like if an African winning, is winning for the whole of Africa. Like me being Ghanaian, Leonean, and me being an Afrikan and Limba, me being Achim, Kwewu, Ahanta, Wasa, and Limba, if I achieve something great, it's not linked to my country of origin, Ghana and Sierra Leone only. It's linked to the whole of Africa. If I win, the whole of Africa is winning. So let us be positive. Let us celebrate a brother or sister, and let us support each other's business. Let us stop tearing each other down. Let us stop, causing chaos among ourselves. Let us love one another. Let us hold each other's hand. Let us not create enemies among ourselves. And if you see a brother or sister doing something great, push them. Listen, I've realized that because we have been brainwashed, when we see a brother climbing the ladder to get into the top, to win, instead of us to push for the brother to climb the ladder and achieve greatness, the African has this negative behavior, which came through brainwashing. Is, when a brother is achieving, you have to bring him down. If he loses, because I will not win, he also don't have to win. You don't have to have that mindset. As I said, when a Yoruba person, an Igbo person, an Akan, a Gan, a Northern person, Kusasi, whatever ethnic group, Ewe, Zulu, Koza, Impende, Indebele, Shona, whatever ethnic group, it doesn't stop anything. It is an honor. It is a win for all. We are all Africans. So think about stuff like this. So this is my last video for the week, and I'm gonna be back in July. So I'm taking a long break. So the month of July, I'll be doing more. The month of July, I return back. So I'm taking a monthly break. In the month of July, I'll be doing another new podcast. So in the month of July, I'm going to do an interesting series that you guys are going to love it. So this series is going to be based about... So this series is going to be a very interesting one. So we're going to talk about revolutionary. The revolutionary thing. Is revolution a bad thing? Is it inspired by hate, or is it inspired by being fed up? So I'm going to do a whole subject about revolutionaries. I'm going to do a whole series about that. You can be revolutionary and not be violent. As I said, to be a revolutionalist is out of love and you want the betterment of people. But there's a difference between a revolutionarist and a tyrant or a thug. There's difference. So I'm going to do that about revolutionary, and then I'm going to do that about many aspects. Like I'm going to do some deep teachings in the month of July. So, and tomorrow is Sunday, and happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to our African dads, like an African fathers. Thank you very much. Those African responsible fathers, may Chuku Olodumare Ngai, as I call the Creator God in many names, Onyame Twediampo Mausubolisa Nawone, the God who created me and you. May He bless every African dad who have been responsible. Trust me, I'm a young man, and I know that very soon I'm going to get married and be a father. But I admire men, like men have responsibility, but I have high respect for African dad who go through hell for their children, their sons and daughters, who protect their family. They are not rich, but they do whatever in their power to make sure their wife, children, family have better. I have high respect for African fathers. For African fathers too, who are not responsible and abandon their family, it's hard time you reconcile. We all make mistakes. Certain things you do is costly, but certain things too, when you realize you did a mistake, sometimes too you can ask for forgiveness. Understand that maybe you not being responsible too can be due to whatever happened between you and your wife, but you can still ask for forgiveness. And I said, if you don't get along with your wives, please let us slide. Because you guys have kids, let it slide. Trust me. You don't have to get along with your wife to be close to your kids. You don't have to like your wife in order to have a relationship with your kid. Your kid is you brought the kid to the world. It's your responsibility. You have every right to be with your kid, whether your wife hates you or not. And it's hard time we have to challenge a system. Just because a woman says he doesn't want access to the kid, that doesn't mean you guys have to approve it. Before a woman says that I don't want you to have access to the kid, the law, please investigate the reason why. Is it linked to abuse? If it's linked to abuse, that's why the reason why the mother doesn't want the father is understandable. If he has nothing and it's the woman's selfish, greedy, nasty behavior, please refrain from it and give the responsible, loving father rights to their kids. African fathers advocate for you. So do I stand with African mothers, African women. I stand with you all. I stand with the African people. I love you all. I stand with everybody, and I stand against any form of injustice. Let us know the importance of African arts and let us promote it. One love.